Billionaire CEO freaks out without a Chinese translator until the black custodian steps in and saves the day.
These
In the
people
glittering skyscraper
are
of a Fortune
talking to
500
each
company,
other.
a high-stakes meeting is about to go terribly wrong. The billionaire CEO, known for his sharp business acumen, suddenly finds himself in a panic. A key Chinese investor is about to walk through the door, but the translator he was relying on is nowhere to be seen. Desperation sets in as the CEO struggles to keep things afloat. That's when an unexpected figure enters the room, the company's black janitor. What happens next will change everything, challenging the power dynamics and stereotypes that have defined the office for years. The setting is a glass-walled boardroom on the top floor of a sleek, high-rise building in the heart of the city. The room is bathed in sunlight, the skyline serving as a backdrop to the high-powered executives in suits waiting for a critical investor meeting. At the center is Ethan Blackwell, the billionaire CEO known for his cold, calculating nature. He's dressed in a tailored suit, his every move commanding attention in the room. The tension is palpable. A deal with a major Chinese corporation is on the line. As the clock ticks down, Ethan's confidence begins to waver. The Chinese investor, Mr. Zhang, will be arriving any moment. Still, the translator, who was supposed to bridge the language barrier, is nowhere to be found. Ethan, accustomed to running things smoothly, starts pacing. Sweat beads on his forehead and his mind races. He's at a loss. Without the translator, everything could fall apart. The fate of the deal and his company might hinge on his next move. In the hallway, an unsuspecting figure, James, a black janitor, pushes a cleaning cart. Oblivious to the tension unfolding in the boardroom, James has worked in the building for years, cleaning offices and performing various tasks. He's never interacted much with the high-level executives, but today fate has other plans. Ethan, now desperate, opens the door to the hallway and spots James. Without thinking, he blurted out, "You speak Chinese, don't you?" James looks at him, startled, but nods hesitantly. Ethan, flustered, grabs James by the arm and pulls him into the boardroom. The room full of executives looks on in disbelief as Ethan instructs James to sit in for the translator. James, uncertain but eager to help, sits across from Mr. Zhang, who enters shortly after. The tension in the room escalates as Ethan begins the presentation. Mr. Zhang, a composed man in his 60s, greets everyone in Mandarin. The room goes quiet as James, the janitor, begins to translate, stumbling over a few words but persevering. At first, his accent and unfamiliarity with the corporate jargon make the executives uncomfortable, and some of them exchange puzzled glances. But as the conversation continues, James finds his rhythm. His translations become more fluid, and his unexpected command of the language is undeniable. Ethan watches as the meeting goes from chaos to control, his confidence returning with every word James speaks. Slowly, the discomfort in the room melts away, but not without subtle glances and muttered comments from a few executives, who are questioning whether someone like James could truly bridge the cultural divide. But James isn't just translating words. He's translating meaning. He picks up on nuances that even the most experienced interpreter would miss. There's a moment when Mr. Zhang mentions the future of his company, and James shifts the tone of his translation, bringing out the actual weight of the words. The room goes quiet as the full impact of the deal begins to sink in. The energy shifts. James has not only proven his language skills, but also his deep understanding of the stakes at play. Ethan, once on the edge of panic, is now starting to realize that James is more than just a janitor. He's a key player in this moment, and the deal might go through, thanks to his unanticipated role. As the meeting progresses, an undercurrent of tension grows. The senior executives begin to whisper, casting side-eye glances toward James. The CEO, Ethan, notices this and feels the sting of unspoken racism in the room. He knows the executives aren't just questioning James's language skills, they're asking his worth. As James translates with growing confidence, the room begins to see his brilliance. In the heat of the discussion, a pivotal moment arrives. Mr. Zhang asks a question about the company's commitment to social responsibility and sustainability. The question carries significant implications for the deal. Ethan, caught off guard, struggles to answer. His eyes dart around the room, but then in a moment of silent defiance, James speaks up. He provides a brilliant impromptu response, acknowledging the company's ongoing efforts and its commitment to a sustainable future. His words resonate with Mr. Zhang, who nods approvingly. James's response isn't just a translation of language. It's a translation of culture, values, and vision, something the executives and the CEO had failed to do until now. The tension in the room finally dissipates as Mr. Zhang gives his final approval to the deal. James, the janitor, has just saved the day. As the meeting concludes, the deal is officially secured. Ethan watches as Mr. Zhang leaves the room, shaking his hand. The executives in the room are still processing what just happened. They had underestimated James, and now they are left with a new perspective on what it means to be valuable. Ethan, though visibly relieved, feels a mix of emotions, gratitude for James, and shame for his initial assumptions. The other executives, realizing how wrong they were, begin to thank James, but there's something about their gratitude that feels hollow. It's as if they are still coming to terms with the reality that someone like James, someone they had overlooked, was the reason for their success today. James, however, remains humble. He smiles, nods, and heads back to his cleaning duties, his quiet pride the only indication of the victory he's just won. As the CEO watches him leave, he's left with an unsettling thought. How many people like James are out there, unnoticed, undervalued, and ready to change the game if given the chance?